Let's see who shows up. I didn't announce this. This wasn't something that I was setting up days in advance, like with the podcast or anything like that. And I typically don't stream on Sundays. So we'll just see if anyone shows up. It's going to be a little slow. I apologize, guys. I had something really cool that I was going to show everyone if they showed up. I'm not expecting a big turnout. I had something really cool and I was going to show everyone, but the owner came and picked it up. I mentioned it in Zach's live feed. I had an actual custom Bob Truzzola ATC here at the house. It was in for sharpening. So, who there? I don't know. This might be one of those ones where we just wind up ending it real quick because I don't know if YouTube's even sending out notifications. I did that poll and like it was almost 50-50. People were saying, some people said they got them. Some people said they didn't. So I don't know if they're even sending out the notifications, but it's been a couple minutes. I don't see it right here. Let's see. I didn't make an announcement about this. Oh, hey, there are people here. It said there was no one here. So hang on a second, guys. I got to do this. I'll post a link to this as well. There's a place called Free Bitcoin, and it's their website is freebitco.in, and they have an app for iPhone, and you can sign in and you can click once an hour. So basically, set a timer for 1 hour. What they do is they'll let you click a faucet once an hour and just earn Bitcoin. And it's kind of cool. I actually was thinking, I just now, like while I was waiting to see if anybody showed up, I put some of the KPL ultralight. My eyes are bothering me. My allergies bother me. I just put some KPL ultralight on this to see if it did to this what it did to my Ultratech, because I was not sure. Hey, what's up, Joshua? The action on it improved significantly. So, guys, read that banner down at the bottom. Read the banner across the bottom. We're at 47. I'm 3 people away from initiating the big giveaway of this. Does this help or not? I don't think that really helps, but it definitely is in my eyes. Let's see. Maybe if I switch how I sit, I get more light. So, yeah, I'm kind of impressed. We had, now it tells me it's 47, but I had 2 new people. So I had somebody that rejoined that had been gone for a while, and then I got a new membership, which was Samuel and Luba. No, it's not gonna work. I can't sit like that. I'm looking right into the sun. So anyway, Samuel and Luba was the newest, and but I already had 46. I should be at 49 if I was looking at that. But so if you guys are paying members, like check and make sure your status, or if you were paying members, check your status just to make sure that your card didn't get declined. I don't want to see anybody not get in on the giveaway because, like I said, I want everyone to be eligible for it. So if I'm reading it right, that means that I gained 3, but I gained 5 over the weekend, but only got credit for 3. So I'm like, I don't understand how it works. So that means that people, and I got news for you. It is really hard to figure out who is no longer a paying member. I need to rewrite the text crawl, because that's the only way for me to bounce it. Is the text crawl is the end all be all, because at the end, as it scrolls up, I add those when people join. But the problem is, they're not in the right order in that text crawl. So I think I need to just redo that whole thing. I need to have my daughter stand here and we'll make a list in order from the bottom to the top. So the bottom being the people that have joined the longest and the top being the newest. And then I'll do it in reverse order. And she reads off from the bottom and then I type it in from the top. because I want the newest people to be the last people. That's how it works. You know, when you do a text crawl, like the newest people are always going to be at the bottom, right? So is that the new stuff? Yes. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Is that the new stuff? Yes, it's absolutely. That's the ultralight. I know that Zach just did a test where he put the new and the old, and he put the all three weights on a blade and see if it was going to run. And he said this didn't. I got news for you. I put this stuff on a knife and it got everywhere. I put it in the pivot of a knife, and by that afternoon, it was all over. It was, as a matter of fact, it was this knife. I put the ultralight in the pivot of this, and by afternoon, it was on the flipper tab and it was all over the blade. And as you can see, it's coming out there already. And I'm like, you know, I don't think I agree with you, Zach. I don't think that the ultralight holds better than the original. So heavy, is it? No, I don't like the heavy on some things. I definitely don't like the heavy. Like on my Norseman, I definitely don't like the heavy on my Norseman. And it's for detents. The detents would be, now, if you've got an OTF, it's great. Like it really, really, really cleaned up the action in this. And I'm not going to take this one apart. It's 25th anniversary. It's kind of a special edition one. And that's what I was going to say. If it's in your pocket, like he was doing it on a blade, it was cold, and the original ran faster than the ultralight. So that knife was in my pocket. This one, the Grazioso, was in my pocket all day that day. Did you guys see how the patina is progressing as I carry it? The patina is growing on its own. That's why I didn't want it to be like a super heavy green patina. I didn't have shorts on. I had it in my pocket, and I'm wearing track pants. And the kid beat me so bad at cornhole. Guys, I'm sorry, this bothered me. I got the drops in my eyes. My allergies are so bad. We were in the yard all day. So Mike had it in his shorts, so probably LOL. Oh, that's really bad. I really have something in my, there it is. Sorry about that. That was Fiberlight Fire for starter. I don't know what we were supposed to talk about something on Friday, and he never called me. So I'd rather talk to him a little bit later. I tarnish copper hardcore. Dig it. I love copper. Yeah, I started it and I put a little bit of ammonia and baking soda on this. So it kind of patinaed on its own. I don't know. I might clean this all off and just get it down to the bare copper and just let it do its own thing. Because it's getting some spottiness to it. Like some areas are worse than others. You can see like some of it's dark. And I got it wet, and I was in the yard and I managed to get wet, and I had it in my pocket, and the pockets, my whole pants got wet. That's what I should say. I was cleaning up the yard with hose, and I managed to spray shit back on me. So I got a package coming in from Jared. So we have a lot of content, but you guys, I already have 6 videos filmed, 5 of which are already up for the paying members. So that means that you guys have basically a whole week's worth of videos that are up and available for you guys, including the final review of the Grazioso. I still have something in my eye. It's driving me nuts. I want to get it to that corner where I can. Now I got that like greasy, slimy stuff in my eye when you get something in your eye. I imagine it's a eyelash. 10 people here on a Sunday. I wasn't planning on doing this. And I was in Zach's live feed. I was listening. I had one headphone in. I was listening to Zach's live feed while I was playing cornhole in the yard with the kid, because it's a beautiful day. It's not too hot. It's like 70 degrees. It literally is like 70 degrees. It's sunny. It's a beautiful day. And this time of day, the yard, the grassy part of the yard, not the patio, gets a good bit of shade. And so we set the tables up, and she beat the shit out of me at cornhole. Bad. Like bad. I'm getting a raise October 1st. Sadly to say, it'll be negligible. So hit on. All right, dude. Well, like, hopefully I haven't given everything away by then, but I still do giveaways for the paying members. I have a whole shelf that is just dedicated to stuff. Like when stuff comes in, and if it was a gift to the channel, and if I don't like it to the point where I would carry it to, and at this point, I don't keep much of anything sending. Like I have a bunch of stuff from CJRB and Artisan that came in. So I mean, I think that the next giveaway I'm going to do, I already said, is this. We're gonna give this, and these aren't cheap. So guys, just so you know, I think these are 250 or well, let's look it up. I forget how much these cost. This is an old one too. Let's look at what the SOG. So what is it? The SOG Pentagon. Elite 2. I'm looking at it here. Hang on. That's the SOG Pentagon Elite 2. Let's see. Midway knives. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the big one. Let's see if they have the overall length listed here. Yeah, overall length 10.75 inches. I'm going to show you guys right now. So let me share this. No worries. I'm not here for goodies. I'm here for entertainment. Yeah, but I mean, if you win free stuff, I just wanted to show you guys this so you can see. Share screen, Chrome tab. This is the price on those puppies, and it's discontinued, so it's a discontinued model, and it's still $149. I do believe I'm gonna have to sharpen this up for whoever wins it, though. That's an interesting one. I've gotten pulled over with weirder knives in my car. Trust me. Trust me, I've gotten pulled over with weirder stuff in my car. I got pulled over one time, and I was coming home from Tino's house, and I had been Aiden. I had been participating in the Devil's Lettuce, and I got pulled over. Zach, what's up? I was just telling everybody, Zach, I'm gonna email you. I was serious. If you want to do next Friday, we can do next Friday for the podcast. As long as nothing happens, I could do next Friday for you and I on the podcast. I'm giving away a SOG Pentagon Elite 2, the 10.5 or 10.25 inch. This is what I'm giving away for the month of October, and I will sharpen it, or at least rectify the issue with these. Every time my car gets searched, I have a ton of blades. So anyway, I was coming home from Tino's house, and we'd blown a fat one. We really had. We'd participated in the Devil's Lettuce, I'm not gonna lie, a lot. And I was taking surface streets home because I was like, all right, this is when I lived at the old house. I'm like, I'd take the surface streets home because I just didn't feel comfortable being on freeway because it's faster and I wanted to drive. So it turns the 10-minute drive from my house to his house into like a 30-minute. And I'm on these surface streets and I get pulled over. And I'm like, fucking great. And one of the cops recognized me and he goes, hey man, we pulled you over because your turn signal, you didn't turn on your turn signal. And I was like, yeah, I definitely used my turn signal, and I didn't want to tell him I'm baked. So I was definitely sure that I made sure I was abiding by all the rules. Very, very, very conscientious driver today. And I didn't want to Deadpool-y. We'll address that. We can address that later. But at any rate, So I get pulled over and I was like, no, I definitely used my turn signal. And the one cop was like, turn it on, let's see. And he's like, I can see the light. And what had happened was the whole thing with the light, the attachment with the actual light in it had come loose from the housing and was hanging. And we could, and he's like, I can see it. It's down in there. And these two cops helped me take apart the back end of my car and put that back in and latch that in place. I had went over a big bump and I guess it just popped out. And I'm like, are you serious? These guys are helping me. And he was like, I recognize you. He's like, I recognize the hat. And he goes, is that your knife case? Because I had my entire knife case in the car. And he was like, is that your knife case? And I was like, yeah, they didn't give a crap. Like, I definitely know that I smelled of the devil's lettuce. And they didn't give a crap. They just were really interested in seeing my knife case because a lot of the cops in San Diego follow me on YouTube. Hang on a second. I got to prioritize this device or we may lose some of the resolution. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? I had a thing. Button. Who's got the button? There we go. So I like, let me see, how do I, no, I don't like Emerson knives. I'll just leave it at that. Deadpool Lee. So I know that a lot of people like them. That's fine if you like them. I've got another Mike's Harder lemonade that I'm going to drink. You got to cut yourself off at like 2 of these. These are like 8%. Mike had ganja cologne on. I definitely did. And I was so worried that they were going to, but these guys helped me fix let me see here. Mike's MacBook Pro, prioritized for 2 hours. That is, I do have to say, this is the nice thing about having AT&T. I can prioritize specific devices and turn other devices off. Emersons are made in a tool shed. Emersons are made outside of a tool shed. And don't get me wrong, there are some Emerson designs I find attractive, like that CQC15 with that recurve and the Tonto. I'm like, that's sexy. It's a sexy looking blade. But then they put it in a set of handles that feel like my cohorts in high school made them in shop class. You know, not a square, nothing marries up. You know, it's just all. Oh, I don't know. Why? Thank you. I was trying to find it to click it up. I saw it and then it scrolled. I scrolled down to deselect something else. I'm tired. It's a kid and I stayed up last night and watched scary movies. We watched Halloween. We were both kind of disappointed. I remember Halloween, the original, and it was kind of scary. And so I was like, well, we watched the Amityville Horror the other night. And she was like, that wasn't scary at all. And I'm like, okay. And we watched The Exorcist. And she goes, that wasn't scary. And I think it's because they're older. And she's like, those are older movies. And she's like, it was creepy. It wasn't scary. And I was like, all right, let's find something. And we watched Halloween. And I had not seen the Halloween. I had not seen the Halloween that I want to mark this so I don't forget this, Aiden. I hadn't seen the one that Rob Zombie did. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just watch it then. I'll watch this one. And I really had my hopes up because it kind of went into the backstory about Michael Myers and all of that. But it just wasn't very good. I was really depressed. It was so slow. There was no action. He only killed like 3 people after he got out. One chick survived. I'm not really. Like, this isn't the Halloween that I watched. Like, it was a complete blood fest, the original ones. And I'm like, all right, and whatever. So we're not watching that one again. We're going to watch something else. But I told her next movie we're going to watch, we're not watching a scary movie. We're going to watch a funny movie. We're going to watch Real Genius with Val Kilmer. Because I love that movie. She saw it, actually, and was like, can we watch that? I was like, yeah, we can watch that. It looks funny. She's like, it does. It looks funny. Let's watch that next week. Okay, so Dwayne Dwyer has a recurve Tonto that looks pretty nice. All right, now, so I've met Dwayne, And I like Dwayne, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really, really, really hesitant to tell anyone they should get anything from Dwayne. There is an entire section on Facebook, on one of the groups I'm in, that talks about Dwayne's just not doing anything. Like, he's not communicating with customers. He's taking people's orders and then making a knife that's exactly as the pre-order and then selling it, as an auction, or selling it just like, oh, it's up for bids. And the customer has been waiting for literally forever. And then to see the exact same knife that he requested, it was on the books for, go out as just a general sale. Oh yeah, this is going out to this person, sold, like it's up for bid. And these people are like, what the actual fuck? When do I get my custom that looks just like that? Instead, you could make one of those later. And so there's a lot of controversy going on with Dwayne. I like Dwayne. He's a good dude. I don't know exactly what's going on. The last show I went to go talk to him, apparently he had, like, don't get me wrong, I love to drink. I drink. It's fun. I'm a sailor. We all drink. All Navy guys drink. It's like a hobby. It is. It's like a hobby for a lot of Navy guys. But the fact is, I never let it get in the way of things that I had to do. And what it seems like to me, and people are telling me, is that Dwayne is letting it become an impediment to business. And I went to go talk to Dwayne at the last show I was at. And they're like, yeah, Dwayne's we had to send him up to the room. So what do you mean? He was like, yeah, Dwayne was drunk. And I was like, it's 10 a.m. So I don't know. And here's the thing, because like I said, that's one of those guys that I like. That would be like me. That would be like me trying to, dissuade someone from buying an Elliott Williamson Fair and Forge. I hate to see it. And I hope that this is just a suspicion on the part of others that I'm hearing. So it's just it's kind of sad, and I'm really, really hesitant to make any recommendations. Now, the ones that I had seen in the past are great, but then again, I'm seeing other stuff he's posting up, and it's like dialed in. It's nowhere near what the stuff was that I remember seeing. It's just so plain and everything. I turn into a douchebag when I do. I would like to call out John over at Grateful Panic Knife Reviews had Marco Polo on, and Marco apparently is going to get some help for his substance abuse issues. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had some substance abuse issues, not necessarily substance dependency issues. Like I've never needed to go to rehab, but I definitely have went off the edge a little bit a couple times and gotten real heavy into drinking. And people called me out on it, and I did. But it's I'm glad he's getting help. I had to block him from the channel because I just could not afford to have something like that affect my ability to monetize the channel. And I would hazard John to be careful and be careful what he allows, because it's not like when I first started my YouTube channel like 5 or 6 years ago, where you could get away with anything on your channel. It was a fucking wild, wild west. You get away with anything. What do I think about? I saw it. If you guys noticed, I gave him a $20 super chat to congratulate him on the growth of his channel. I'm really happy for him. He's like, oh, you're right behind me. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not seeing near the growth, even though I'm doing a lot of the same things. I don't know if it's because I waited so long to actually start utilizing the certain tools on YouTube that I just didn't know I was using incorrectly. That might be it. And Jared started the long march to grow his channel sooner than I did. But yet he was fighty on this channel in particular. Well, it's because I told him what he could and couldn't say. So, I already knew. Q-Ball, I already knew that was coming. Like, he already talked to me about it. He asked me some guidance on stuff like that. Well, his whole thing was like, I fought for a country. I was like, yeah, that's great. Then start your own channel. You don't risk my channel to do it. That's where I was like, it's just, that's not cool. So still building as well. I was told by somebody that's really, really YouTube famous that was helping me with some stuff, that he's like, well, your channel gets one shot. If you miss that shot, you're done. And I'm not gonna lie. So the kid and I were watching that movie, and then she went to bed. It was like 10, and I got into the jazz cabbage, and then I got that paranoid, like, what if that Pepperidge Farm video was my shot? That was my chance to catch that algorithm bubble, and I fucking missed it. What's up, Bees? If you guys didn't watch it, Bees did a giveaway. I was kind of upset because you only have 1,000 subscribers. Your video did so much better than some of mine. I'm not serious. I'm absolutely joking. That's the cool thing about YouTube. There is no competition. My channel competes directly with no one. It's not like national syndicated TV where I have to compete for ratings with other channels. Oh, crap. Okay, Oz, you got to hang on a second. Because I put it all the way over here, because what better way to announce it than to beat on a thermos with a $1,200 knife? I mean, that's the best way to acknowledge someone giving you money than to beat on a thermos with $1,000 knife. That's just the only way to do it. God, I wish my wife hadn't found out how much that knife cost. Bees. I did not get to stick around for your entire live feed yesterday, Bees, but it seemed to be going really well. It was a lot of fun. I had to leave. Cheers to moderation. Everything in moderation, even moderation in moderation at times. Cat, did you come in? Is that why that light's on? Would you like to go in the house with the wife? Hang on a second, guys. Shut. Hang on. Come here. You want to go see it? Let's go say hi to everybody first. So, I have a couple videos that I was going to show you guys. Look who came to say hi. You see everybody? Can you see him? I have an appointment, actually, for him to get chipped and have a checkup on either Monday or Tuesday, because he's going to move in and he's officially our cat. So Shop Cat has got bad breath. My goodness, you have bad breath. You do, buddy. Aiden, I see it. I'll recognize it in a second, but I got a cat. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll put you down. There you go. You want to go in? I got to put him in the house. You go in? There you go. You go in with Mama. So, Shop Nako, I didn't forget. I was coming back. I had the cat. I gotta find my clapper. Well, here's what happened, and I have some videos to show you. So my wife she's like, okay, the cat come in. We can let the cat in. And I'm like, okay, cool. And she's like, but the cat has to stay in the garage at night. I don't want the cat on the furniture. And I came downstairs this morning, and the cat was on the couch. Now, I've seen the cat on the couch before. My wife had said this the other day. And so then I saw this. Let me pull it up for you. I've got to give me a second. I gotta close that. And then where's it at? Here. Ooh, excuse me. Is it this one? So no, it's not this one. No. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. No. There we go. Okay, so you guys ready for this? So this is what I come downstairs. Was Shop Cat a stray? Yeah, Shop Cat's a stray. He just kind of showed up. And so we're gonna take him in, get him chipped, get him checked. So I'm gonna share a video for you. I think it's this one. Oh, it says it's not. Jesus Christ. Hang on. I know what we're going to do because I'm not dealing with this. Like, it won't play. Let me see here. Share a window. Share a screen. Share a window. This one. This is what we're going to do. Okay, now I got it figured out. That's what it is. Hang on a second, guys. I got to go make this play. So this is what I woke up to this morning. She didn't know I was in the kitchen. So my wife, like I said, my wife is still not feeling great. And so she's been sleeping on the couch because I move a lot. I move around a lot in my sleep. So she's just not been feeling great. And so her back hurt and everything. So she slept on the couch. Watch this. The cat can stay in the garage. I don't want a cat in the house. I don't want the cat on the furniture. So there's that. And then she's trying to find the cat. She doesn't know I was there. I think that's the microwave. Oh, that's in the video. Now she knew I was there because that was the coffee. I was warming up some coffee. So yeah, there's that. And then there's another one that she sent me this morning, which is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Hang on. I'll show you this. She sent me this. So this was from last night. We're going to watch this. Share screen, share window. So here it comes. You ready? So she took this last night and sent it to me after she got up. Where's it at? I gotta make it play. Hang on a second. The cat was sleeping on the dog. at like midnight last night. So I was like, what the hell? I kicked myself out. Again. Sorry about that, guys. There's technical difficulties from time to time, and I have been drinking. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's so. Welcome back, Dingus. Thanks. It's Mike's Harder Lemonade. It's a tall boy, and I had one already. I'm gonna have another one. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm looking forward. If Zach's still here, I'm really looking forward to having Zach on the channel. There may be a face reveal. You didn't get one from Nick Shabazz, but he mentioned it on his live feed today that he may do a face reveal. I mean, but what better place to do that? So I was trying to put the cat out this morning because my wife was like, "Cat's been in all night," and I was like, "Okay." Well, I mean, and so I opened the screen door and I was like, "Come on, let's go." And the cat was like sitting up and laid down and rolled on his side and looked at me, and I was like, "You got to go out." And he was like, he rolled on his side, was looking at me. I was like, "Ah." And when he meows, he doesn't usually make. He usually doesn't make very much noise, and so he's like, "Ah." And I was like, "No." He made me pick him up and carry him outside. And then immediately he went and did his business and then came around. Is that who I think it is? Is that Mr. Holder? I just got my statement from Aflac about my stocks. What's up, Jack? Jack was the guy that ran the insurance agency I worked at before I decided I was going to make YouTube my job. It's going. So, I recognize the picture once. So what is this? Deadpool. I have a feeling Nick looks like Mort. Okay, so Nick is one of those guys. Like I said when I was talking with Levon, like you hear his voice and you're like, you can kind of picture what he looks like. Yeah, see, Jack says it is. Nick, if you've got a mental image of what Nick looks like based on his voice, even though he does that up over the top, that accent, everything, then you probably have a pretty good idea of what Nick looks like. Dave from the Knife Nuts podcast, not at all what I expected him to look like. Zach, nice. What was this? I've seen Zach. Here's the thing. I already know what Zach looks like. So for me, it's not going to be a surprise. Welcome to my Sunday live. Hang on a second. I got something in cooling off. I don't know. Are these gluten-free? I think these might be gluten-free. Jack, you can have a Mike's Harder lemonade. They're gluten-free. Oh, Jack, we moved down to San Ysidro, and I was able to turn my shop into a garage / living room / movie theater. Last night we were watching movies in a garage. Nathan is here. What's up, Nathan? I was hoping to see. There's a couple people I was hoping to see, and I wanted to thank them for joining the paid memberships on the channels. I wanted to see Samuel and Luba. There's a whole handful of guys that, like, if you see, like, Aiden has his, like, if you see it in the actual chat, Aiden has his mark and everything. Those are the guys I want to thank. Actually, you know what I should do? I should show you guys what's going on with that, because, like I said, when we hit 50 paying members, 587 or 5887, we've went up a bit in the last couple of days. I haven't been checking it. Don't look at, if you have a YouTube channel, stay the fuck out of your analytics. It'll make you crazy. Let's see here. Membership. Let's go here and let's see all. And I'm going to bring up this page and show you guys. Is beer made from wheat? Beer is most beer is barley. You know what I like? I like malt beer. I love malt. There's a beer in Japan called the Malts, and it's probably one of the best beers I've ever had. It is so good, but you can't get it here. It's okay. So we're going to share this screen, Chrome tab, and you guys can see here that in the last 3 days, we got Grateful Panic, Ian G, Shane Gables, Rubicon 81, Jack's Lungs EDC, Chris rejoined, and Samuel and Luba Brock. So that puts us at 47. 47 out of the 50 I need to do that giveaway that I said I was going to do. So we hit 50. We hit 50 paying members, and I'm giving away 2 rare Cold Steel triple actions. And I keep forgetting. Whoever number 50 is. So here's how it works. I'm giving away both of them. So I'm giving away one to whoever is number 50. Like, I'm going to look at it when I hit 50. Whoever that person that tipped us over 50 was gets one of the triple actions. I have to set this one aside because that one's purchased. So one of the triple actions, one of the 2 Tontos, still have the boxes for them. So one is going to go to number 50, whoever did it. And it doesn't matter what your level is for this giveaway. And they get a shirt. So they have to get with me to get the shirt of their choice from my merch store and the knife. The other 49 people that got us there get the other one. And I'm going to do that one as a 1 through 49 pick. And then don't forget that the actual giveaway that I'm going to do on October 1st is also another relatively rare Cold Steel knife, which is the Paradox, which is not a flipper. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you're getting the same price like the other 49. Like, I'm not incentivizing holdouts. That's why I'm doing 2 giveaways. And I may just go ahead and pick a third and just do another shirt for whoever. So there might be 3 things that I actually give away. I don't know. And then I have stuff over here that I've got set for flash giveaways, and I got stuff for regular giveaways, and I've got stuff for month. Like I said, next month, October, the premium and baseline members, not the just looking, will be entered in the giveaway for this beast for the month of October. So, well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, no one really knows if we get like three. So sometimes we'll get 3 or 4 people that join all at once, like we did the other night. And I don't know who number 50 is. So you're just going to have to take your chances with that. Aiden's like, I'm going to have to make some extra accounts. Do you have an ex-girlfriend or something? You could join under their name and make them pay for it. And then just like, that's what Zach was saying. Is like, hey, I want to get to 10,000 subs. I'm not upset that Jared's channel got big. Like, if you guys watch, I was picking on Jared in his live feed. I was like, stop bragging. Yeah, you hit 10,000. That'd be nice. Like, you've been doing it half as long as I have on YouTube. Not at all. I was joking. That was absolute joking. But I do want to start that slow march to 10,000. And now that I'm using the SEO stuff properly, the search engine optimization and optimization, and I got to make sure that this is set up correctly. Hang on a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to say, but what I need to do is I've got to make sure that that I'm doing the optimization, and I just have to stick with it and I have to be consistent. I mean, that's what people have been telling me. And yeah, see, so like this one doesn't have, I got to show more here. I don't have any tags in this one. So I'm actually, while we're talking, let's see, did I miss anything? Use the kids' Christmas money in their name. I don't have money for my kids' Christmas, but my subs have not gone up fast. I've been sitting at 5,000 for a year. I have not went up fast. They're going a little bit. My paying members have went up fast, but my subs really have not went up that fast. Freedom Fox. Why did I read that femdom? Like, why, he's like a dominatrix, but he's like a femme dominant. I don't know. So hang on a second. I'm gonna go back here to this. I got to let me go to my settings. Settings, default, upload defaults, tags. That's not what I want to do. I want to go to, no, close that. I'm doing something in background, guys. So like this was not this wasn't a big time thought out YouTube live feed. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. And no, this is the one we're going to use. We're going to fix that whole tag issue right now. Copy these tags. But they're not going to be the right ones. I'm going to have to edit them. Are people upset that I'm doing this? Freedom. No, I'm not. I am so screwing up what I was trying to do. Show more. Paste. I'll fix that later. So save that. That'll work for right now. I'm just trying to. What am I doing? Where'd it go? Where's my tab? Where's my tab? There we go. All right, I'm back. I was just trying to do a couple things because the tags weren't out on this, and I think that's because it takes a little while to update. I was gonna show you guys something. I'm trying to see did I take a picture of that? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at something. Hello, everyone. Just got back from the great weekend at Sarasota, Florida. Can someone make it Friday again? I have a bunch of stuff I have to do. I really don't want it to be Friday again because weekends we do all this stuff. I feel like I get behind. I've got so much stuff over here that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a flash giveaway probably next week sometime. So you guys might want to check in on the live feeds. I don't know whether I'm going to do it in the podcast. I don't know if I'm going to do it in just one of the general live feeds that I do throughout the week, like Monday, Wednesday. But I'm giving away a set of KPL Heavy and original, because I've got 4 other bottles of this. I have 2 relatively new bottles in my caddy, in my maintenance caddy here on my left. I have 2 brand new ones in a drawer in the house, and I have one of the original that my wife uses for her sewing machine. So that's enough to last most normal people a lifetime. So I'm going to give these 2 away. I'm not giving away the Ultra though, because I'm using it and I'm testing it. It does seem to work really well on these OTFs. These OTFs, man, that's so much snappier than it was. It does. What I'm afraid of, and I told this to Ryan over at KPL when he sent it. I was like, I've had problems with anything other than rim oil. I've tried other ultralight lubricants. I tried that nano oil. I don't think it was ultralight, but it was like 5 weight. So the same viscosity of this, the 5 weight. And it gummed everything up, like stuff stuck in it. Now, I don't know, because this does have that, where it talks about wicking away the impurities and the grit and things like that, and keeping it in suspension, because I do know that it actually does do what it says it does with the other ones. But what I'm afraid of is this is going to get all gummed up. But man, I mean, I just put a couple drops of on it this morning, and the action on it is way, way, way snappier than it was. I did try to use it on a regular pivot, and I was not happy with the results. It kind of got everywhere. Like it worked its way out of the pivot. That I don't see that with the regular KPL. I did try something interesting. I tried the KPL Ultralight on the detent for my Norseman without cleaning it up, and it seemed to definitely do a good job pulling the grit and gunk that's in it. If you guys can see that nasty, dirty oil. I just wanted to see if I could clean out the detent area with that and then just wipe it off, because I knew it was going to get everywhere. It's all over this thing. So don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear and see. I put a drop on either side of as you can see, I put a drop of that KPL Ultralight on either side of the actuator, and it definitely seems to have improved the action significantly. So if you don't know how to oil an OTF, you don't have to take them apart. You just put a drop right on either side. See that little flat area right there on either side? Just put a drop right there between that and the scales, and then just work the action a couple times. And the only other place you need to put like a drop, like right in here on either side. Is my light still down here, or did I take it upstairs? I definitely took my little flashlight upstairs. So that track that it rides in, you just put a little drop on either side of it for your button to slide. I did this to both my Ultratech and this one, and it really really improved the action. Would you say, Aiden? I took one apart and I broke the guide on the inside. You got to be careful. They're touchy. I mean, they're a well machined piece of equipment that you're dealing with there. Well thought out, well engineered, but there are delicate parts in there. So I don't recommend taking it apart. If you've got one and you need to clean it, the best recommendation I can tell you is you take the glass breaker off, and then you just spray some solvent down through there, and then just put a couple drops with it closed from the top, and then it's going to be gritty, and then put a drop on your button. It's going to be gritty, and the action, it might not fully, deploy that first time, and then you put a drop with the blade out, and that's about the best way I found. And it doesn't take a lot to lubricate one of these, just a couple drops. I'm paranoid about using mineral oil, no matter how. I don't cook with this. I don't eat with this. This knife isn't. I would be more inclined to say I wouldn't eat with any of my knives because they're in my pocket all the time, and God only knows what they're getting exposed to. they're not legal to carry in California, and I still do it. I don't. Sometimes better to ask for forgiveness than ask permission. I think this is the one that definitely saw the most improvement. This, well, I did not put a drop on the outside. This one, can you hear that? The action on this had kind of gotten a little soft. Listen to how that snaps now. Bang. Not Neve's knife. Prince Edward Island, Canada. I've been to Prince Edward Island in Canada once. Oh dear. Have you guys been watching this Gabby Petito thing? Human remains found in Wyoming, likely Gabby Petito. You know what? Here's the thing. Of all the things that I've had, my knife being dirty was the stuff that was on my knife is the least of my concern. I mean, I would be, and when I worked in an armory and we'd be cleaning machine guns, you're like, you're elbow deep and you're just covered with CLP. And you're eating a sandwich. Like, of all the things, like KPL maybe not being 100%. I mean, and I trust Ryan. Ryan seems to be pretty straightforward and he's a straight up guy. If he says it's food safe, I'm not going to worry about it because, like I said, I've had much worse things on my hands than maybe some knife lubricant that wasn't food safe that I maybe got on a piece of meat that I cut. I honestly don't care because the fact is, like, all the chemicals that I was exposed to and had on my hands, it was just eating in the gun mount, like covered with gunpowder residue from a 5-inch gun system. I like, that's the least of my concerns, is what was on my knife. Gee, ball at the in-laws. What's up? 2A Dave. Dave, weren't you a member? I thought for sure you were a member, or are you just a mod? I don't remember. I'm just looking because people that I thought I remember, because I had people fall out of the paying memberships, and I just want to make sure everybody's available to get the item when I get ready to sell it. I just thought, I don't remember. So, and guys, I don't want to turn that light on. It shines right in my face, so we're just going to have to deal with the position the sun's in. Oh yeah, that's right. House. That's what it was. What was I going to tell you guys? There's nothing big coming up except I'm not. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. So I'm not going to call anyone out publicly. Well, maybe kind of. If they see it, they're going to be like, well, that dickhead. Don't know what I did with it. Hang on. Is it in here? Did I put it back in its box? I did not. So the Boker. I don't know what I did with it. So anyway, the Boker, that Boker Plus, the ceramic bladed knife, I was talking about in the video. Everybody heard me talking about in the video how it like slams open and slams into that stop pin. I'm like, I don't know if I trust that in a ceramic blade. And I honestly had someone reach out and they were like, why don't you just wrap stop pin with Teflon tape? And I'm like, you can't do that. The knife won't lock up. And they're like, oh, I doubt if it's machined to that point. Yeah, all folding knives that use it. If you've got a frame lock knife or a liner lock, like the addition of the thickness of a hair can screw up the lockup and position of that knife. Like, it does not take much to screw it up. And then you wind up with blade play either way. Like if you take off too much, like just a literal cut hair of material, it winds up with blade play. So I was like, no, what the hell did I do with that knife? Now I'm losing my mind. I don't know what I did with that Boker, because I'm supposed to be carrying it today and testing it. I found it. I want to do the review of this. This thing does cut well. Like, I don't like the action. I don't like the lockup. I definitely don't like the thumb studs. It is, I'm not gonna lie, it's comfortable. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. But it definitely has a very aggressive edge, and it cuts some things really well. And the fact is, you don't ever have to worry about rust. You probably, for the majority of people, would never have to sharpen it. But this, hear it hitting that stop. It does not want to flip. Like, you've got to really, really, like, it hurts my thumbs to get it to flip. It's just so tight because you can hear the thing. The reason it's so stiff is it doesn't have a detent hole, and there's no way to do like a detent ramp. There's no way to do anything on this. It's ceramic. If you tried to clean up that hole, you just make it worse. You just like chip and it would break, it'd shatter, like trying to drill a hole in glass. So I don't like that detent slot that's in it and things like that. But yeah, and then I took a pencil and I drew all over the radius, and it did help with some of the lock. Oh, geez, it's so stiff. It did help with the lock stick. I have to admit it did. But I mean, there's things about this that make me nervous with it being a ceramic blade. But let's see. I use my Aflac stuff here. See, like if you cut, depending on how you cut, like you can't push cut. It doesn't push cut. But if you draw cut, it's nasty sharp. I don't know. It's just weird. I've never had a knife like this. So I'm going to do some more stuff. I'm going to cut some meat and things like that with it. So house YouTube. Now back to, see, there you go. Now, but now you're not a mod. So are you still a mod? Are you a mod on this one? Done. I can't see how many likes there are. There you go. So now so I get an extra view. Watch it on both accounts. Watch it on 2 devices. Watch it on 4 devices. Who knows? 32 likes. 32 likes and only 23 viewers. That's not bad. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The best video so far. I wanted to show you guys the best of the podcast yet. Maybe we can do better with Zach. Let's see, Zach. That's the challenge. Let's go to content, lives, and I have to bring it up. Nick Shabazz has the record so far for the highest view count on the podcast, followed by Jim Skelton. I'm trying to see here. It's definitely Jim, even Jared. Beer and Blades with Jared. Let's see here. Where's Jared at? 365. Nick Shabazz got 853 views on the podcast. So that's a pretty good. That was a pretty good podcast, and people are still watching it. And I still have to load. I have to load the Nick Shabazz one and the Levon one to Apple Podcast. That's what I was trying to do. What is it? I'm trying to read things like this. Easy to strip screws and aluminum handles in my experience. Yeah, it absolutely is. Aluminum's very soft. That's why if it's aluminum scales, I like the fact like some companies use inserts. Hey, NYC EDC EUC. UC. That's why I like a lot of companies don't actually thread the aluminum. What they do is they put an insert, like this knife. There's no threads in the, even though it's titanium, there's no threads that those screws go into in this actual scale. The threads are actually in the standoffs. So it definitely is easy to strip out aluminum. And that's why a lot of companies don't, they put inserts in. Let's put that back in. I got nerve damage in my right arm from all the shoulder surgeries. I'm afraid I'm going to drop this before I can get a chance to give it away to you guys. So that goes up there. Paul Derek, what's good? Mike's Hard Lemonade. It's pretty good. It's a little sweet. Probably too much sugar for an old dude like me, but I mean, hey, I don't care. I forgot to mention the one thumbs down. Yeah, I know. I always get at least one. And like I said, if you say you hate me, but you watch everything I do, bitch, you're still a fan. We've reached that point where like my beard is all scruffy and nasty and it's just not at all what I want. And I'm going to have to just get past this because I just want to grow it all back out again. Ernie hit the dislike. Ernie. Ernie Emerson. I got you. Nice. Trolls. We feed them. I saw somebody that I actually reported in Zach's live feed. I actually reported the individual because they were becoming very they were posting up things that were on the cusp of being libelous. And since it was in the comments, it was written. Slander is when you say it out loud. When it's in print, it's libel. Very, very, very getting close to the libelous. Oh, I just got a dingy. Oh, it's my timer. It's been an hour. That means it's time for me to hit that faucet on what's everybody got going on this Sunday? I didn't ask everybody. What's everyone carrying? I had in Zach's live feed, I actually had a full custom. I wish I'd taken. I was looking. I did not take a picture of it. Is there a way to hide screws that you have smooth scale handles? Yes, there is. You do an integral, which doesn't have any screws because it's one piece. That's the only way to do it. There's no real way to do hidden screws on two sides of a knife. You've got to at least have one. Now, Elliot did one side clean. So if you look, this side of this knife on the show scale has no screws. That's because these screws go all the way through from this side. You can't really do that without doing it in an integral. I need to carry this knife more. Ed Durbin. Ed, I need to get you on the podcast from Durbin. Ed Durbin Custom Knives. They're a knife maker as well, right, Ed? Carried a Two Sons TS 16 M390 bench made mini freak. Oh, so what I was saying was I had okay, so here, who is this? Let me see. Can you countersink the scales? All right, Matt. So no matter how you look at it, like you've got to have access from outside to do at least some of the screws. Like you do have some knives that have minimal screws. There's a lot of screws inside, and then it's a liner lock, and then there's a scale on top of that hides, and there's only like one or two screws. That's the closest you're going to come. The only way you're going to get, this is as close as you can come without an integral, is you don't do any screws holes on this side, and you just use long screws here, and they're all the screws on one side. That's the only way you're going to do it outside of an integral. It's just the only way. Unless you glue the knife together, and then I think you're going to have some issues. Duke's got to go. What? Duke? All right. Well, I guess if you got to do it, you got to do it. Integrals don't have much hardware. There's not much needed to hold them together. It is a pivot. You have a pivot and then some pocket clip screws. So, I mean, you're going to have screws. I was talking about a fixed blade. Even then, there's no real way to do it unless you plug the holes. That's about it. What did I miss? 2A Dave was talking about doing something to it. Oh, he sent it to Knife Modders. Bye, buddy. I'm going to miss you. Kisses. Bye. Sorry. That's the kind of weirdness that most people expect on my YouTube channel. And I've been definitely have been not playing up anywhere near the crazy shit that I used to, because I don't want YouTube to take away my money. Oh, you gave a maker's choice. I've had people do that for me. They're like, I'm going to send you a knife and I just want you to do what you want with it. That's how we have a Judge Dredd ADV tack butcher out in the world. I did a video about that. And he's like, just do what you want with it. And he's like, I'll pay you. So he paid me like almost $1,000 for the work and the knife. Like, he paid for the knife and then paid for the work because it took forever. So there was two-tone ceramic. There was hand rubbed satin anodizing. There was I removed all of the jimping on that knife. It's nuts. It is nuts. And there's pictures of it on my Instagram. I got a mustache hair that keeps getting into my nose, or I have a nose hair that keeps getting into my mustache. Either way, it's driving me fucking nuts. And so I got that ADV tack butcher and he goes, just do something with it. I was like, I'm doing a Judge Dredd knife. And it came out sick. The blade was two-tone. It was black and red. All the low spots on an ADV tack butcher, you know, all those little low spots, those scalloped out areas on the thing. I did those bronze, like Judge Dredd's shoulder devices and stuff like that, and the chains and his badge and all that. And then I did black and red because it kind of looked like his visor on the blade. It was sick. I like the new one. Go find it on my Instagram. I did a YouTube video about it, but I don't think I documented it quite as well as I wanted to. But that's kind of out of my wheelhouse now because I don't have access to any of the stuff I could use to do it. So if you guys are asking me to do stuff like that, I really can't. I can't even do anodizing. I wanted to do anodizing for Duke, and Elliot's just so busy that I just can't get to the shop. And like I said, it's at his house now, so that's it would be unfair for me to try and push. So, Beardo, I'm going to send off your thing on Monday probably. Ryan R., welcome, one of my newer members. We were just talking about that. Ryan is now a paying member on the channel. He's got his badge. I imagine you have the brand new white one. As you progress and become a member longer, if you look up in this corner here, that's what, if you're a member for a full year, that's what your logo, your badge will look like. Right now, yours is just all white. It's just a black and white. It's a black and white logo. It was a pain in the ass to build those logos and do the color and everything the way I wanted them. Look, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen for a while. I don't know. Like I said, that's Elliot's house, and he's busy. He has a life. He has a relationship and stuff like that. And I'm doing this. I'll still do sharpening, but there's a chance that I might have a tumbler and I can do some ano here at the house before too long. But Tino and I keep talking about it, and we keep forgetting to get everything set up. So, what's this? K Mason said, hi, Todd. Or hey, Todd. Or hello, Todd. I'm sleepy. I was up late. I watched Dune. So any of you guys also a big Dune fan? I love the old like 80s, early 90s movie. The one that they did. I loved it. I loved that movie. And I was at Home Depot. I had to go get? I went to go get a drain cleaner. And so we were I was there, and there was a guy in front, and he was a guy standing in front of me at the checkout, and he was talking to his boss. He worked there, and he goes, his boss had said something, thrown out some little fact, and he was like, he's like, what are you, a mentat? And just without even thinking, I looked at both of them and went, it was by will alone that I set my mind in motion. And the guy behind, the guy in front of me that was working there turned and looked at me and finished the quote. He's like, it has been the juice of Safu that thoughts, and just the whole thing. And I was like, oh, I'm that geek that walks in Clerks 2 for the Lord of the Rings monologue thing. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, I'm so disappointed in the direction my life has went. Yes, the original was Sting. And then there's the one that they actually did a really good Dune 2000 on a computer. I never got to play it. You played the new one. What are you? Have I watched the new one? I have not. It's still out. It's still in the theaters. I have not. I hated the 80s Dune as a kid, but appreciate it now. The miniseries is my favorite, though. I have the miniseries. I have both the Dune miniseries and then the Children of Dune miniseries on DVD here at the house. My mother would read all the novels once a year. Like, she read the whole series so many times. I mean, I can't say anything. I've read it twice, and I've read the Dark Tower series. I read the Dark Tower series from Stephen King, all like however many thousands of pages that is. I read it like once a year, the entire series, all like 8 books of it. Which reminds me, I got to charge my Kindle and finish reading. There's one book where I hit a point and I'm like, yeah, I just can't read it anymore. I got to take a break. And it's just that one book, and then this time I just haven't gutted through it. So I got a lot of knives sitting out here on my workbench area where we're sitting. I don't care what Levon says about this knife. I fucking love it. Let's go ahead. You know what? I do believe, if you look at how dry that is, I do believe I neglected to put a drop of that KPL Ultralight on here. I got bills and stock statements and shit. I did not, Todd. I did not. Some people told me it was good. Some people told me it was garbage. I don't know. Knife nuts and book nerds. Not watching Chargers game? I don't watch football anymore. Not to get into a whole bunch of political shit, but okay, we'll say this. You kneel at my fucking flag that I fought for and watched people die for and had to bury friends under. I'm not going to give you a cent of my money. So I don't watch mainstream sports anymore. Watch hockey. Hockey's okay. That's all I got to say on it. I mean, I'm not gonna get into a big political discussion about it, but I just don't watch mainstream sports anymore. It's just not for me. This is so much fun. So I have a friend. I have several friends that just are not strong enough. The action on this is really, you really have. I mean, even for my thumbs, like when I first made my thumbs sore. And so I have friends that can't do it. So I got one friend that was doing this, and he was using both hands, and he got his finger up, and it went down. He was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Bitch, you didn't." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, it's okay." And he goes, Nope, it really got me good." And so I was like, "Do we need to make a trip?" And he goes, "No, I think we can glue this one." He's like, "It got me good." And I looked, and I was like, "Oh wow, it really." I love how. I'm going to make one statement on this. I love how these celebrities that have endorsement deals think that they can do anything they want and it's not going to affect, because if you remember the Subway stuff, Subway does not have official Subway stores. Every Subway is owned by someone as a what do you call it? The God damn it, I can't think what you call it where you buy franchise. So they're all franchises, and people are like boycotting all these stores, putting up signs it's like until you get rid of this. And and the owners of these stores are like, it's not us. Corporate made that decision, and so they made like petitions stop. And I was like, uh, if you are a corporate sponsor, you have to think about how your actions. That's why, like, okay, so I have companies that are reaching out to me for sponsorship, which basically means that I would be putting stuff up on my channel to represent their company. And so I have to think before I go on a live feed. And so you guys know that I like used to put up a lot more stuff. I used to talk about my political thoughts and stuff like that. And I just don't anymore because this is a live feed. It's not, I don't think this is even monetized, but the fact is, like, I have to think before I do things when I film a video, because things that I say could affect the public's opinion. Now, granted, I only have like 5,000 subscribers, but if I was like Jared or had double that, or like Nick Shabazz that has 10, 20 times that, when you make a statement about something or you take a stance on something, you affect that company. And the fact that she's like, well, I'm a soccer player and this, and she didn't think about the fact that every one of those people that owns those stores is the, that's like, you can't do anything. Like she basically was like, I don't care about all these people. I actually have the fastest internet they offer here until they get fiber, which is weird because I was playing Modern Warfare online with a friend of mine. Like we were playing, I was playing online and I didn't have any lag, but I don't think it has anything to do with my speed. I think that it has everything to do with the interface from Sony to YouTube. I think that's what it is. I tested my internet connection. I tested my speed. I have super fast internet. I honestly, like, let's do a speed test here real quick. It's actually really, really good considering how bad it was at my old house. So my ping is 26 milliseconds. My download speed is 52. And my upload speed is going to be slow because we're doing this, but my upload speed is 9 megabits per second. So I'm well within what I would need for streaming. And that's doing a live feed. And that's my wireless. What's an awesome vendor? I don't know what I missed here. Oh, let's see here. Paul, I worked at O'Reilly's. They would get shipments of parts and the vendor would pack them inside walls made of periodic table charts. That is cool. The one that gets me is the athletes bitching about the meritocracy. Like meritocracy. And I was like, so what you can tell me is there's going to be a next season, you're going to get rid of the meritocracy. So there's going to be a lot of short, fat white guys playing basketball in the NBA, because like if like you talk a lot of shit and you guys never did anything good except play sports, and you were hired on your merits, which is the definition of a meritocracy. So we're not going to talk about anymore. That's enough politics and common event or current events and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. That's the last one. But you're right. Oh, see, 20 people here. We're not going to run this real long. It's maybe like, we'll just run this for 2 hours because it's 3. It'll be, let's see here. It'll be like 4 o'clock when we end this. That's pretty much good for me. God, I love this knife. I just touched the edge up on it because I was cutting up. I had some stuff come and I was cutting up. What am I sipping on? It's a Mike's Harder Lemonade. I would show you, but immediately this would be a demonetized feed. And, I like getting paid. That'd be like demonetizing your own feed would be like going to work and be going, no, I'll be here all day, boss, but don't you worry about me. Any takers for the Kiradashi? I still have one left. I still have one of those left. What we got going here? Let's see. I got 4 notification. Love it. So someone had said, I sold one. I gave one away to you guys. I gave one of the Kiradashis to Bobby D over at Knife Junkie because he was cool enough to bring me on his channel when he didn't have to. And I mean, I'm not that big of a name in the knife world. He's definitely had some much bigger names in the knife world than me on his channel. And he reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do it. And so I sent him one as a thank you for that. And then I sold one and to Murky Ocean. And so I have one left. It's the satin version, I think. I am not in the San Gabriel Valley. I am in San Diego, and it is a balmy 72.5 degrees in my garage right now, and I'm loving it. I actually am like, I think I could put on a sweatshirt. I love hoodie. I love hoodie weather. It's not just because I'm fat. Do I have any experience sharpening straight razors? I had companies. As a matter of fact, if you bought a straight razor in any of the Art of Shavings in San Diego area, in San Diego County, like all of them in San Diego County, there was like 12 of them. You got my business card for sharpening straight razors. I've had companies that sell razors online that had me sharpen straight razors for them. They'd send me a batch of straight razors. I absolutely do sharpen straight razors. I take them all the way to 12,000 grit. I strap them down to 0.5 micron and get them to where they will just peel a hair just at the slightest touch. It's probably one of the best straight razor sharpenings you can get, in my opinion, because I run them through a process I don't put them, a lot of guys will put tape on the spine, and then you don't get a good even marriage of the spine to the edge. And then if on successive sharpenings, you'll get a blunting of the edge. I've done videos about it. Go find it. You can see it. I've done all kinds of videos, Paul, about sharpening straight razors. How do you acquire brand new OTFs? Okay, there's a couple ways to do it. One, when I bought all my OTFs, I was officially federal law enforcement, and I just sent them in my identification. I only asked because I'm over in San Fernando Valley. So yeah, I was law enforcement, and I sent them all my credentials, and they were like, oh, okay. And then if you go and you tell them that you're buying one for research purposes, they'll ship it anywhere to you. They're legal to purchase. They're legal to own. There's just some places they're just not legal to carry. Like if I carry this on a federal installation, I'm breaking the law in Ohio. Like if I go to the post office, which was just federal property, I'm breaking the law. But if I carry it anywhere else in Ohio, it's legal. Now, shipping it across state lines as an owner is illegal because I'm shipping it through the Federal Postal Service is illegal. This is a federally banned item. Using the Postal Service to send this, but I can send this UPS. So, I miss Art of Shaving. There aren't any here anymore. There used to be like 3 or 4 of them, and there was like 12 of them, and then it went down to 6, and now there's none that I know of. That separates men's from the boys, being able to sharpen straight razors. I can sharpen straight razors in the dark, listening to music. I don't even need light to do it. Once you know how to do it, it is actually the easiest edge. It's just time consuming. The reason I charge so much is the stones I use are ridiculous expensive. Like this is a $120 stone. This is a $220 stone, and this is a 400. This is a 400 and something dollar stone right here. This one that I actually used here recently. This is like 400 and something dollars on this stone here. So yeah, it's not that they're hard to do. It's just that the stuff you need to do it is expensive and it's time consuming. It just takes forever because you can't put any pressure on a straight razor. You cannot. And there's little things that you want to look for and little things to listen to. How long did it take me? I started, let's see. So I just really kind of threw myself into the culture when I was there because like really there was nothing to do on the base. And so everybody went out in town, and then I got an apartment out in town, and I had a Japanese girlfriend. And so like it took me probably a year to get to where I was comfortable talking with somebody. I was there for 13 years, so it just got better. And like there was times where I could go out for an evening and just not speak any English. I was allowed to go to bars that most Americans didn't go to. I had friends that were in the Japanese mafia, the Yakuza, and stuff like that. And so it's really it was really a lot of fun. And I would speak Japanese on the phone. Like my Japanese buddy would put me on the phone with people, and I would start talking to them, and then they would get done, and I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh, it's Mike. And it's like, Mike. 白人だよ。それ外人？あなたは日本語すごい上手ね。Like they were like, hey, who is this? Like, yeah, that's not Shin. Who is this? And I'm like, oh, it's Mike. I was like, it's a white guy? It's Hakujin is a white guy. It's a gaijin? It's a foreigner? Wow, your Japanese is really good. we do that at bars. Like I would go in and sit down, and Japanese people were like, oh, no. I was like, and I'd start speaking Japanese to them. They're like, oh, okay, come on. Lucky. That's exactly what I was under the impression that we could get them, just not carry them. Here's the thing. You can, like I said, if you go and you fill out the paperwork on the site you're ordering them from, like Knife Center or Blade HQ, and it says you're ordering it for research purposes, that you can fill out and say, oh, I'm a knife designer and I'm just doing it for research purposes, or I'm a student and I'm studying mechanical engineering. And there's all kinds of ways to get around. You can get around all that shit. You always sound so different when we speak Japanese. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why I sound different when I speak Japanese. Japanese does not have a lot of variety to the language. Like English, we have all kinds of things that we do, and it's a really animated language, and there's different things and different words for different things. Japanese really isn't. There's one word for this thing, and that's it. And so to make the language sound like you have to use intonation versus using flowery words. There's a lot of synonyms for words. There's a lot of words in our language, but there's not. So what you do is you use your voice to express everything versus using the language itself. Like English, you can just use the language itself to express what you're saying. But Japanese is spoken completely different. It's a quieter, it's a softer. There's not as many hard sounds. Like that's why Japanese people didn't spread as much of the koof pandemic, is because there's not a lot of p and he and k in the Japanese language. It's a smoother language, so you use your voice differently in that language. Just simple. I mean, Beardo's here. Beardo, I did not get your knife sent off to you. I'm still, now that I'm having, okay, guys, I was so sick. I literally took my first solid crap on Friday. And still, like, when I go, I'm like, oh God, my guts are still all screwed up. So, hey, Beardo, Aiden says, sup? Beardo, does that stitch have serrations? Oh, that's the one that's at the gun store near him, right? Sorry. No. Let's see here. What was I going to show you guys? Oh God, I want to go just to eat. I want to go just to eat. Yeah, okay. So I grew up on a farm and we had dairy cattle and we had beef cattle and we would butcher, and all the kids learned how to sharpen because we had the table that had set up for butchering was too tall. And so the kids all sat and the knives would come to them for sharpening. So I learned that way. And I mean, you always had to have a sharp knife on the farm. I always had a little slipstone of some sorts. Even if it was something like something like this, you just put your pocket and you touch your knife up on. I actually carried this on job sites as you can see, this still gets used. It's a broken ceramic triangle from a sharp maker. And so you learned how to sharpen a knife because it was just part of being a country boy and being on a farm. And then I got into it. I got into Japanese martial arts when I was a kid. And then I got into the sword arts, hence the logo. I got into the sword arts when I was in Japan. I actually have several custom-made Japanese swords. They're not actual Japanese swords. One of them is modified. Like, it's not a traditional sword, but I used them for taking kenjutsu. And I have an actual 400-year-old samurai sword, katana. So when I started getting into the actual sword arts and taking martial arts to do that, I saw how they cut and I saw how they were done and I learned how they were made and things like that. And that's when I really started getting into, like, YouTube was just starting to be a thing, but it wasn't even YouTube. You could find videos of things, like you could find documentaries online and watch them different places, like a link to a website that had it. And I started watching how the swords were made and then how the guy at the end, the sword polisher, sharpened it. You don't actually sharpen it, but basically what he's doing is it's a full convex from apex back. It's a full convex, and the way he did it. And I was like, there's got to be a way to miniaturize that. And I've talked about this in videos before. And so what I came up with was if you watch the way I'm sharpening, like you're like, oh, you're moving the stone and the knife. Like, that can't be. I listen for when I get close to the apex, and I'm basically doing a lot of little angles, and each one's a little different. And as you go, by the end, what I've done is I've knocked all those shoulders off and I have a perfect radius. I think the knife that shows it the best is probably still my DOC because it's got a fairly wide bevel. So you can definitely see how do I do this here? You can definitely see there's a curvature to that edge. And it's because as I'm sharpening, I pick an angle, I follow it through, I change the angle, I follow it back. I change the angle, I follow it up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back. And I'm doing this very, very almost like that. Even that's still over exaggerated. And no two angles are going to be the same. I just know where the apex is over time, learning how to do it and things like that. And so that allows me to listen for when I get too close to the apex or at the apex. And I know when I formed the burr. I know when it's time to flip the sides. I don't count strokes. I don't look at the knife. I pretty much listen and feel. And that tells me when it's time to switch. And that allows me to form that really, really intricate convex edge at the very front. And it cuts really well. It holds well. And it's just something I taught myself how to do with a bunch of cheap knives. And then I started buying expensive ones. I sharpened a Rockstead the other day. And a lot of people were like, you did what? I was like, yeah, I sharpened a Rockstead. It was a Higo, so it had its own secondary edge bevel, and I sharpened the entire thing. And they're like, Jim Skelton was like, that Jim was like, the fact you even undertook that is just insane. It seems like a good fit for your house. What are we talking about? Does anyone know how to chemically remove dye from G10? I don't know if you can chemically remove the dye from G10. Has anyone been able? Jared has done a few that are close, but you can still see. Like I've seen a couple of them, and you can still see some of the facets. It's a matter of getting those angles so tight together that as you're doing it, when you get up into your finer stones, you're basically overlapping those angles to the point where it's just one constant radius back. God, I love this knife. Still one of my favorites. How do I send a PM to Aiden? I don't know. On Instagram, you can't do it here. This is an Instagram. Find out what his Instagram is. So there you go. There's his email address. No idea, man. My email address is aidenma17@gmail.com. I do have my reading glasses. That's better. I think that part of the problem with me not being able to read, you guys don't see how small that is on my screen. My screen's got all kinds of shit going on it. Oh yeah, that's much better. No idea, man. My email is aidenma17@gmail.com. For reasons. Dizzy, Diggy, Dabrig. It's a good one. I actually bought, I bought a second set of readers exactly like these. These are those. I love these, actually. The gamma ray. You guys can't see that. The gamma ray. These are those blue blocking readers. They're reading glasses. They have a 1.5 magnification. And I really, really like these. So I got a set for upstairs, and I got a set. I have a set down here. This is the old set. The new set is upstairs because I can't watch shit on my phone anymore without my reading glasses. I'm just like, what? I can't. I'm officially take a picture of them, like go to the store and forget my reading glasses. I'm like, I got to take a picture of the label on something and then zoom in on it so that I can actually see it. Let's see here. Where are we at? I want to check something. We've analytics. We are at 5,888 subscribers. So I went up 4 today. Like everyone's like, oh, your followers are going up fast. No, it's not. I went up by 4. If you can count how many new subscribers you got in a 48-hour period on one hand, you didn't get that many. That's why I told you, like, don't go, like, stay the fuck out of your stay the fuck out of your analytics. It'll drive you crazy. It'll make you insane. It'll make you a little crazy. Like, I check them. The only things I check my analytics to see if there's been a big jump. I check to see a video's performance. I don't like those clickbait thumbnails. They can be worse for you. People get upset when they get clickbaited. I don't like being clickbaited. I never really did clickbait thumbnails. I just did weird thumbnails. But I'm gonna put some of these knives away before they get dropped on the floor. But yeah, I try to stay out of my analytics. I check them like once, maybe twice a day. I just like to see. I just like to see if like we got new paying members and things like that. So that's what I follow, and I follow I'll put up the live subscriber count. I'll show you what that looks like. Let's see here, channel dashboard, analytics. Wow. Okay. Well, hang on a second. We got something happened because I just got 2,000 views in the last 48 hours. So Shopcat Chronicles. That's why we adopted him. one. So this is what a lot of times will be running on my this will be running on my computer. Like sometimes, like if I'm out here and I'm not like actively filming and sending emails and doing sharpening and things like that, this is what will be on my Chrome tab. That's it right there. So what I'll do is I'll just watch that. That'll be running in the background and I can see spikes and things like that. Like I try not to look at all the other analytics because you'll go nuts. Like, what did I get? How many views did I get in the last 48 hours? How many views did this video get? How many is like, and that wasn't even clickbait, Aiden. That was just a funny title. Because I look at that thumbnail and I didn't even use like the Pepperidge Farm logo. So yeah, that's what I watch right there. And you can like, it's in real time. Like you can see like how many subscribers, new subscribers and stuff like that. So that wasn't even that was kind of an intriguing title because let me see, what was the thumbnail for that video? I can do that real easy. Search my channel. Search across the channel. We can actually go to content, view by views. Views, because that video has more views than anything else. So you guys can see, I didn't even use a clickbait thumbnail. Yeah, I didn't even use a clickbait thumbnail. It's this. This was the Chrome tab. This is the thumbnail for that video. It was just me holding a knife. I didn't put it. There's a clickbait title maybe, but I don't think it was his clickbaits or his true feelings. 100% my opinion, but Emerson knives are crap. That was another video that got a bunch of views. I've tried to do some creative thumbnails, and I just don't think that they've done anything really to enhance the video. So what I do is I just show a picture of the knife. If you're not intrigued by a picture of a knife, you're on the wrong channel. But I do have to say, I do know that like a lot of people, when I first put up that that poll about are you guys getting notifications to the premieres, it was like definitely most people were saying that they were getting notifications. Now I look at it and it's almost 50-50. It's a lot like Biden's approval rating. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, baby Jesus. I apologize to all the little women and children and babies. So, yes, like waving steak in front of a hungry lion. I got news for you. I'll take all the negative views I'll get. I'll take all the negative views. Like if you guys want to start a campaign about like telling people about how horrible a person I am, because people will go like, I don't know. I got to see this. Don't be sorry for that. His approval rating should be in the toilet. No, I did a video. That was the name of the video. The name of the video was 100% my opinion, but Emerson knives are crap. It's an actual video. It got a lot of views too, I believe. If we go back to channel content and look at it, it has 36,000 views. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like Jared has a video that has almost as many views as on one video as I have across my entire channel and I've been doing it for a lot longer. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then, like I said, I got baked last night. I got on the devil's lettuce and then I got all paranoid. I'm like, what if I missed it? What if I missed it? What if I missed that window of opportunity? Where like maybe that video there was my window of opportunity for the channel, but I don't know. I mean, fuck else am I gonna do? I don't want to go back to work. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't have much along the lines of option. What is this? I have a bunch of notifications though. Oh, somebody was okay. So this was a comment on a post I did, and it's from a guy named Stompbox64 D Town. And it says, "Love it. You need to bring her into more of the videos." And I think he's talking about my wife because it was the picture of my wife with the cat. If you're talking about my wife, Stompbox, my wife does not want to be in the videos. Like she was okay with like the family vlog, so I went to Disneyland. That's what we should do. You guys want to watch a Disneyland video? Well, we're going to, but I'm just like, so she doesn't want to be in the videos. She's told me a bunch of times. She's like, keep me out of the videos. So I have fair Disneyland. Let's do Disney. So yeah, we did. I gotta pull this up. I gotta see restrictions, copyright claim. Damn it. Okay, so I can't play it. There's copyright claims on all of my Disneyland videos, but I did a bunch of Disneyland videos. My wife's in them and stuff like that. The Pepperidge Farms video keeps appearing in my feed until I watch it, and then it disappears for a few months again. Just keep watching it. Just watch it and watch it again. How what? I don't know what we're talking about. Gotta make up a funny short that will be picked up by the algorithm. I've got two of them that have. I got a couple of shorts that have 30 and 40,000 views each. The one that I put up. Well, let's pull it up. Let's look at. I don't know. You know what? I don't want to be in my analytics. It makes me crazy. It just gets me all weird and crazy. We already see it already started because now I'm like, I don't know how Jared's videos got more views. Like, see, because I was in my analytics. Stay the fuck out of your analytics. It's like being married for more than 19 years. If you can stay the best thing for a marriage after like 18 years, stay the fuck away from each other as much as you can. Just stay away from each other. If you can have separate bedrooms, even better. And my wife's been sleeping on the couch because I move around a lot. I don't talk about it. They might get all crazy. They get all crazy. I'm gonna watch Encino Man. I'm not gonna lie. So somebody said something about Encino Man. I had made a comment. I had made a quote for Encino Man. I watched that movie. So my sister and I rented that. My sister and I rented that when I was younger. When did Encino Man come out? Hang on a second. I think I was already in the Navy. I might have been home on leave. When did the movie Encino Man come out? What was this? Oh, checking out the Benchmade sharpening is another highly. Yeah, it was horrible. That's another one that did pretty well. That was a live 1992. I had already joined the Navy. I was home on leave. My sister and I rented it. My sister and I had rented it and watched it, and then I never really watched. I think I watched that movie a couple times. It was like on the ship. It was on TV and stuff, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I saw it on Amazon Prime, and I was like, it was like $3. And I was like, you know what? I think I like that movie. If I remember right, I like that movie. It was Pauly Shore and it's not. And I watched it, and it's hilarious. Oh man, married 17 years. We spend more time together than ever before. Yeah. Yeah, it was about the 17-year mark. 18-year mark. I was like, I don't want to be around you all the time. Like, a lot of because we spent so much time apart when I was in the military. We had a completely different dynamic in our relationship. Being retired and spending every day with my wife was probably the worst fucking thing for me and our relationship, because there were times I didn't see my wife for a year. I went to Iraq for 14 months. I didn't see my wife for a year. I could call her on a phone occasionally if I could. But yeah, I mean, it was spending that much time together. It was not as good for our relationship as everybody's. Oh, wait till you're retired and you can spend all the time together. And you're like, just kind of tired of seeing you right now. I don't know if I want to look at you right now. It's like that M-Tech. It's sitting over there on a shelf. I'm like, I got to put that somewhere where I don't have to fucking see it. I don't want to look at that thing. It just makes me sick to my stomach. But then there's times that we're like family trips and stuff like that. And part of it, my wife has not gotten to see her. Any chance we get a video of swords and fascinating with Japanese? Did one. Did a video about Japanese sword, talked about maintaining it. I'm not going to do it again. It's really hard to film swords. They're big. It's really hard to get it all in. Really hard to get it all in frame. And I don't film videos the same way I did anymore. I do them in a different fashion, and there's just no real way to do it. Yeah. Clean my mat up here. You know what I've been carrying a lot for the last couple days? I had this out when I was talking with. In the podcast at the after show before the wife. The kid found her headphone case, by the way. Is my Fair and Forge Mordax. I've been carrying that. Go to my channel and just say, remember when Cold Steel made quality knives? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Oh, the Dirac or the D-Rack, that's a really, really fun knife. That's nice. I will tell you the knife, and it's not because it's a Benchmade. It's not at all because it's Benchmade, because I really, really, really wanted to like it. Was I do not recommend Benchmade's OTF. I don't. There's too much play. The action's sloppy. It's way too complicated inside. I'm like, why would you use so many leaf springs? It's just not. It's not the one I would recommend. It's an attractive looking knife. It is well engineered. It's well made. But if you're somebody that's going to carry it, it's not going to be what you want. I'm telling you right now. I thought I liked them, and then I got a couple in, and they're just really, really hard to keep running clean and smooth. Like, a lot of people give Microtechs the business about it. Like, oh, Microtechs, their knives. I never had a bad Microtech OTF. I have not. Aiden, I have. And it costs twice. What is this? Spitfire. And it costs twice as much as an Ultratech with lower end steel. Benchmade just is charging too much. I'm just saying, I keep saying it. I want to love Benchmade again. I really do. I want to love them again, and I just fucking can't. Yes, I actually had one in for sharpening. Garrett, is that your actual picture? Because you look a lot like the dude from Facebook. I'm just kidding. That's a horrible thing to say to anyone, but I've been drinking, so hey, I say things when I've been drinking. I get a little more honest than usual. If they put bearings in, they would be fine. Or bushings. I don't see. Okay, so there's a couple knives out on the market that are $500 for D2. I've never seen them in D2. I forget what they were in. So the action on this, very, very solid. Sounds. I mean, there's a lot of snap to that. There's a lot of build up. Now, I will say, if you got weak hands, the Benchmade might be the one for you, because, like I said, I have a lot of friends that can't even deploy this one. This one has a very, very strong action. I use my brother's account. Better come with a BJ for D2. At $500, I can't think of a knife in D2 I would pay $500 for. I can't think of a Benchmade I'd pay $500 for. These are so much better than any of the Benchmade OTFs I've seen. And that just comes from a pure, and they're like a weird chisel grind on those things. And I'm like, I never liked them as much. If you I've sharpened this and never had to clean it up. Did it get a little gritty? Yeah, I just sprayed it out a little bit, and then put a little bit more lubricant in it, and it was fine. That's all it took. So I don't know. It's just they're not good. That's my Happy Madison. But you're not good. You need man hands, is what Mike's getting at. Yeah. These things are big too. Like these aren't little knives. These are. Oh, my mat. Let's lay this thing down. So, in inches, my Microtech Ultratech is 8.5 from glass breaker to tip. So this is 8.5 inches. Just need more QC departments. Are you talking about Microtech? Because Microtech has stepped up their Q. Oh, never mind. We're talking about Benchmade. Like somebody that's not like a one-eyed dude that you. I'm just gonna stop. Just gonna stop because I was gonna say something bad. I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna say something horrible. Just need more QC departments, like one to begin with. Like, yeah, it would be nice. Just somebody looked at Benchmade knives. Go find the testing out the the Emerson knives are incredibly overpriced as far as much. There is far too much competition. Do you think they will be around in 10 years? I do, because here's the thing. Like, they have a fan base. It's like Spyderco. Like I said, you've got guys that will buy. You got some guys that have fallen into the, what do you want to call it? I don't know. They've fallen into the hype about certain things so deeply. And that's like, I see what's going on in the world politically right now. I'm like, I completely understand it, because Spyderco knives, you've got guys that will buy 8, 10 knives. It's the same fucking knife. Oh, but it's not. It's got this steel and it's got this handle. I'm like, but it's the same knife. I don't give a shit that it's got two. You're like, oh, but this one's got blue handles and this one's got black, and then this one's got this steel and this one's got that. And I was like, you have a knife collection of one knife. Right? You have like every version of the shaman they ever made, but basically you have one knife. You have a shaman. That's it. You got like 8 shamans. They need to let Gary with strabism not on the sharpening. I don't know who it is, but apparently I have a guy that does edges at Benchmade that is blind in one eye. But I've used K390 steel and I'm not that super impressed with it. And the thing that I argue about is, like, I don't trust Spyderco's heat treat. I've had several bad knives in Spyderco's heat treat. I'm like, can I honestly say that, like, I'm going to get a knife? Like, would I buy a Spyderco knife because it's in a steel I want to try? No, because I got no guarantees of the heat treat. Benchmade is, it's worse. I'm good with one Benchmade and Spyderco for now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have 2 Spydercos. I have my Benchmade 940. I love my Benchmade 940. It's iconic. Who doesn't like the Benchmade 940? But there's so many other things I would rather have. And then I have friends that it's $115 for a Delica. I want to put this in perspective. It's $115 for a knife with a plastic handle that is sub, what is it? Like, is it like 6 inch, 5 inch overall? I can't remember. I just don't get it. Like, while I love the Endura series, which includes the Police, the Endura, the Delica, there's one more in there, and the Matriarch. I love that handle. It's probably one of the most, it's probably still one of the most comfortable knife handles out there. That's why I still have the two that I have. I just don't carry the Endura because the Endura is in ZDP 189 and I can't get it to hold an edge that will. I literally can't cut down one cardboard box before I have to resharpen that knife. But this is basically an Endura, the Endura series, that family. That is possibly one of the most comfortable handles. It's ugly as a mud fence, but it's so comfortable. It really, really is. It is just about the perfect ergos, period. And I'm like, but the fact is, what am I paying for? Plastic handle, standard, like nothing special pocket clip. It's a lockback, and the action on it is not like that's it. That's it. Do I carry this? Yes, absolutely, because this is a shitty neighborhood knife. If you're going somewhere, you're like, I don't know about that neighborhood. Let me toss this in my pocket. Because I don't need any real training to make this devastating weapon. It looks like the plague doctor mask from the Black Plague. So, guys, it's been 2 hours. I'll tell you what, we're going to finish this, and then I'll end. And then I'm going to play video games. My daughter is doing stretching and things like that. We may watch a movie today. I don't know yet. So I haven't seen Spyderco Rock Jumper. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not looked. I have not looked at anything Spyderco in a very long time. So I don't even know what Spyderco Rock Jumper looks like. This shitty neighborhood. Everybody knows. Like, you guys know when you're like, this used to ride in my car a lot when I did insurance. And you wind up in a neighborhood and you're like, you open up the glove box, put that in my pocket. I don't fit in here. It's a warning. I don't care. It's still Spyderco. Spyderco won't get any of my money for a very long time. Guys, always remember, if you need some titanium, TMS Titanium is your place to go. And yes, I can't see you. What's this? Rock Jumper is a large Warncliffe Delica. Well, I don't like any of the way that sounds. That's when you make sure the hollows are stuck to the hip. What are you playing on PC? No, I don't play on PC. I play on a PS4. I'm not part of the PC master race. You guys are all jerks. I don't have a PC. All I have is Apple products these days. I have my MacBook. My wife has an iMac. My daughter has a MacBook. No, Beardo, I don't play on a PC. So you guys like those? Should I wear these for a feed? I'm wondering if I should just wear these for an entire live feed just to see what happens. Carrying a small EDC fixed blade and don't worry about anything. Carry a PMR represent. What is PMR? Oh, PC Master Race. It's not bright enough to use these, and the fact is Xbox is what I play on. I don't play on Xbox either. I had an Xbox. I don't like it. I have one of the original Japanese Xboxes, the green and black beast. New thumbnail. Actually, yeah, that's not bad. I should do that as a thumbnail for a video. Like this. People are like, what the fuck is he wearing? And how the fuck can he see? You can actually see pretty well through them. Up close is not great, but like at a distance, this is not bad at all. And as a matter of fact, these is like those glasses. I don't need reading glasses when I wear these. These actually focus your eyes a little better Download Destiny 2. No, I'm okay. I don't like playing online that much. I don't like playing with other people. I don't like fucking people. And I got news for you. If I'm playing online, well, there's people there, and I just don't like them. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of people. I probably should live out in a hut in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and that should be just where I'm at. I play offline. I don't play online very much. Occasionally, I'll play like one of my buddies. My buddy's a Green Beret. One of my buddies a Green Beret, and we were playing. I think we're playing Call of Duty. I can't remember. We're playing Call of Duty online, and I hear him over the headphones go, "God damn it! I should be better at this. I do it for a fucking living." We were getting our asses handed to us by like some 12-year-olds. And then there was the guy that I was like, go this way, go this way. Like I saw the meme, but I've actually heard it. Like, go this way, go this way. And you're like, how do you know? It was because the map was like an actual city in Iraq or something. It was one of the games that I played at Medal of Honor or something. And they had actually used like the village, like the city, like the village. And he's like, no, go this way. And he's like, well, how? How do you know to go this way? He's like, I fucking lived here. I'm fucking with you, brother. I don't I don't like people. Like I'm telling you right now, guys, like a knife show is just exhausting for me because like I just don't like most people. But you got to be cool at a knife show. And especially this year, because I'm working there this year. It's so bad. So if I'm talking to you at a knife show and it seems like I'm being condescending, it's probably because I've had so much other stupid happen. Because like, here's the thing. I get the same question. Like you can, but like you guys, I might seem short with people in the comment section on videos. And it's only because the questions that I see pop up and I'm like, how many times do I have to answer a fucking question? Eventually it just becomes irritating. Like, guys, joke, guys, I have 1,200 videos on YouTube. And the questions that get asked in a live feed are the same question that gets asked in my first video I ever made, second video I ever made, the 30th video I ever made, the 800th video I ever made. And I'm like, I'm just really tired of this fucking question. But the problem is you can't, like I get new followers all the time and things like that. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I get new followers and they ask me questions that sometimes people unfollow because they think I'm being a dick. It's not that. It's just like I forget that you guys come in and now you're a new member and you're a new follower or you're a new subscriber and you're seeing a video and you've got questions about something I'm doing. And I'm like, but what you have to remember is over the course of 5 years, I've probably answered that same question 100, 200, 300 times. It's like having a kid like, Daddy, why is this? Daddy, why is that? Why is this? Why is that? And you're like, why don't you go play with your mother? Your mother's upstairs doing her makeup. Why don't you go mess with her? Make a FAQ video. I want to do an AMA video and I want to do it live. And I would, that's going to be a fun one because I say that I want to do it, but I really don't. When I say that I want to do one, it's because, well, you guys want me to do one. Well, that's out of the way. Favorite steel. Oh, I haven't answered that question 1,000 times. Right now, S90V is probably my favorite steel. Followed closely by 20CV, 14C, 28N, AR PM9. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not correct. My favorite steel right now is RWL 34. And it has been for a long time, and I forget. But I love RWL 34. And then followed directly by S90V and then R20CV, then probably After 20 CV, 14 C28N, AR PM9, and those are just my ones that are in. Those are just the ones that are in my, my day-to-day carry kind of thing. There's other steels in there. Like I like N690. I've got a couple knives. This knife is an N690. I don't know why I was going anywhere. This knife's N690 and it's great. Okay. I was just talking with Alex Steingraber about this, Vanax. So like Vanax isn't great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. And I was telling Alex Steingraber and Christian Ortiz. So Alex Steingraber from, of course, you guys know Steingraber, Steingraber Knives, Steingraber Performance Knives, and then Christian Ortiz from Cerberus Knives. And the best way I could equate it to it is like I'm on the fence. I don't know if I like Vanax or not. The Vanax Super Clean. It's like orange chocolate. Like I'll eat it, but I just can't, I can't put my finger on whether I actually like it or if I don't like it. So Vanax is one of those, like, until I could actually figure out, I don't know if I like it, but I know I like N690, and this knife's an N690, and I got news for you. This little bastard is scary sharp. Like, it is retarded sharp. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't use that word. I forgot that's one of the... Guys, there are literally... When I first started YouTube, there was like 8 words. There was 8 words you couldn't say. 8. 8 words. 5-6 years ago. There are literally 2,500 words that you are not allowed to say on YouTube. It is terrifying sharp. This thing is nightmarish sharp. Yeah, there's a whole list. So you guys hear me talking now. Like I say, I loaded the like I can't even say the word for it when I talk about a glass saxophone. And you guys can't put it in the comments section. I have moderators for a reason, and I need more. I need more moderators. But yeah, there's words that you just can't say on YouTube. I stopped even trying to stream on Twitch. Every time I stream on Twitch, it's a nightmare. Beard of the Weirdo, what the? Why do you have 2 different? Is that in Vanax? No, this is in Beardo, are you doing that on purpose, or do I need to block that? Because I can block that if that's not you. This is an N690. Is that you, or is that somebody stole your account? So there's another Beardo the Weirdo. That's not you. No, I don't think so. Not on here. Is this a different person? Like, if you spam my buddy's account here. Well, Beard of the Weirdo, well, I mean, I'm not lying. He's not doing anything wrong. I don't know what to do. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. How about we have 2 Beard of the Weirdos in the paying members? Why don't you join my channel, other Beardo? Huh. I didn't think you could have the same name as someone else. That is weird, though. I mean, they're both weirdos. My head hurts. Oh. I had somebody I was hoping was showing up. I was going to, they were supposed to meet me here, and they were going to be on the live feed with me, but they told me it was not 100% because they had a lot of shit going on. And it wasn't Brant, and it wasn't Jared. It was a friend of mine. So Dave at it again. Sorry, that was sus. Oh, I'm not going to time him out or anything. Dave at it again. Oh, but this one. Oh, it just slams open. Once those gates open, it's bang. Hang on. I'm going to do something. This is going to be fun. Enjoying the content. Keep it up. Somebody sent me a message. We're going to do something. I'm going to send it. Full send. I could fall asleep to that. I've seen the Hawk Deadlock, and it's actually pretty cool. It didn't sound like that before. I put that KPL ultralight in it, and it definitely cleaned up the action. I'm sending something to myself. Cancel. Oh, wait. Edit. I want that whole thing to be slow motion. We're going to watch that knife in slow motion. And send to my MacBook. And we're going to open it. Hey, I think we got it. Let me close that. Let me close that and open this. All right. Did I watch any racing day? I don't watch NASCAR. This is oval. I watch USAC CRA. I do not watch NAPCAR. I watch dirt track sprints, and there's only one place you get it. It's Loud Pedal, and I just don't have $100 for the year to watch every race. I want to do it, but I can't. So what we're going to do here is we're going to share screen, window. Why isn't that? Hang on a second. I got to do something here. Pardon me. Allow me to relieve myself of this area here. Why is this? All right, hang on. Share screen, share a window. There it is. Guys, ready? Share. Ready? Chukuk. That was fun. There's two Beardos. I thought one was more than I needed, but hey, I'll take two. Slow-mo. Everything's cooler in slow-mo. Apparently the guy was around first. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could, with all the tools I have at my disposal on YouTube at this point, because they have given me access to so much stuff. I can't tell you about it because I am in a non-disclosure agreement with YouTube. But I mean, you guys have seen my intros for my. If you guys aren't showing up early for the premieres, you're missing out on the new cool countdowns that I have available to me. Which is, I can't talk about it, but I have access to a bunch of stuff that a lot of other channels don't. I get early access to them. Oh my goodness. The M1 Garand ping, right? That would be actually pretty cool. I have some knives that have some cool sounds. This one has got a nice crisp sound to it. This knife gets used a lot. I carried this knife in a job site a ton. I don't know. Beardo, I don't know what to do. Like if he sends, like, what if I get confused and he sends me the address to his house and I send him your knife, which is still here, by the way. I haven't even packed it up yet, dude. I have got to. Jeremy sent me this, and I haven't even started to film a video about it because I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this knife. This is so. How do I want to put it? This is a really nice knife. But when I think of a hinderer, this doesn't speak to me as a hinderer. You know what this really reminds me of? This reminds me of like a Ken Onion CRKT. That's what it feels like. It really feels like a CRKT. Not the leak, not the chive, the leak. This is a really nice knife, but this is really so similar in hand to something else. And it just doesn't feel like, this knife doesn't feel sharp either. Like I know, Jeremy, I know what you're thinking. And you're like, oh, that tip's not rolled. That tip is absolutely rolled on this knife. The tip is curved over. It's got a nick in it at the very front. So like this. Jeremy, I'm going to take a picture of this so you can see, and I'm going to share it so that we can all look at it. So like he was like, the tip on that's absolutely not rolled over. And I'm like, I got to argue, you know, as someone that sharpens knives, I can look on this knife and see that someone did this and went over the edge, and I can see the flat spot on that. Like if I was to sharpen this, it would not touch my stones. Now he said it doesn't need sharpened. It's fine for him. And send this Michael Emler's MacBook. And it went, and we're going to open it. And we're going to close this. Close that. And we're going to share this screen. And I'm not trying to call you out at all. Jeremy, I'm just saying that this. So if you can see there, now I'm going to go into the actual picture so that you can see my. So can you see all of this? See how it comes up and then it flattens out? So like you have this nice, clean, even edge. And then, oh, hey, we're talking about your knife. And then right in this area right here, actually get that out of the way. Can you see how it comes up? Let me see. Can I zoom in on this? That's what I need to do. So right here, from here to here, it's flat. And what that tells me is whoever sharpened it was going off the end of the knife. And when you do that, what happens is you drop the end off, and then it kind of squares off. Oh, I didn't time you out. Like it's cool. I don't know who you are. I just was thinking, hey, yo, Beardo, the other. It's not free, but so yeah, it's just kind of the other thing that you can see. Like I can't show you is you can see it by following the radius of the edge up. That's not your knife, Beardo. This is Jeremy's knife. This is stabbed it in a tree stump. So yeah, this is just one of those ones that like I've never seen anyone. What is this? What is this? This is 20 CV, right? Yeah, it's CPM 20 CV. Anytime I've seen anyone do a anytime I've ever seen anyone do a knife on a wicked edge, that's the way the tip is. And so now if I was to sharpen it, I would have to take off a lot of material, because what would happen is my stone just wouldn't touch there, because my stones are wide and to resurface. Now I can do it, but I would have to take off so much material on this. And it just upsets me when people do that. Like they get to, how fast can I sharpen this? Look how fast I'm going. And I'm like, maybe if you'd slow the fuck down a little bit and pay attention to what you're doing, you wouldn't ruin someone's knife. So, and I don't like the Ken Onion work sharp with the belts. I swear to God, I am so sick of seeing people use those. They burn their edges up so bad on those. There's no speed control. There's no way to keep it cool. They're not paying attention to what they're doing. Now, is this knife sharp? Yeah, this knife is sharp. I get so upset when I see people, oh, I got a sharpening system. I'm a professional sharpener. No, you're not. Like, these guys are like, oh, I sharpen knives for people when they come in and they're using a fixtured system. I don't see that as being a professional. I see that as a guy that just has a thing. You're no different than the guy at the hardware store that's sharpening knives. I don't see that as being professional knife sharpening. If you're using stones and you're setting the angle and you're doing everything by hand, that's a professional sharpener. That's what I do. Like, and then like Jim Skelton is like, you got guys that, yeah, they sharpen knives. People send them knives. I have companies that have me sharpen knives for them before a customer gets them. So there's a big difference in that. Like, that's a big jump. Like, oh yeah, I sharpen knives for people. I sharpen knives for companies. Like, I haven't done it for a while. Elliot sent every knife for a while. Every knife that ever went to a customer from Fair & Forge came to my house for sharpening. So the Blur, that's what it was. This reminds me a lot of the Blur. And I had a Blur, and it's a great knife. Don't get me wrong. This is well done. Like, the action on this, really, really smooth. It's silky smooth. But I'm like, you can thumb flip it if I can get my thumb on it. I like the thumb disc. It's just, I still think it's still way too thick behind the edge. And I don't think it cuts great. So, and then there's one more thing that I'm like, it's definitely going to be in a video. The scale on this, now, I don't know if it's an aftermarket scale. The scale on the show scale is actually higher than the lock side. And I'm like, that makes it, that's dumb. The lock scale should be higher than the show scale. But I'm gonna put this back in the box because I haven't done a video about it. But Beardo, the original Beardo for my channel, I don't care who the original Beardo was. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, really, really like this. I did tighten the pivot because that thing is, I really don't want to send it back to you. I think you should let me keep this. You should just give this to me. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? I'm going to send it back to you. That's what's up. Yeah, they screwed up that show scale. This thing, Beardo, you're going to want, like I said, you're going to want to be careful. I put a very, very keen edge on this when I got done with it so I could send it back to you. So, hey, I'm open to a very specific trade. Oh, Beardo, what do you want out of my collection? Because there's things that there are things I will not part with out of my collection. I gave you the bead with a B on it. What's your trade option, Beardo? Because I honestly like this enough, I would consider a trade, but doubtful. I'm listening. Beardo's going to tell me something crazy. Like, I would trade it for, I don't know. There's just some things that won't ever go anywhere, and you guys know this. I'm waiting, Beardo. What's your very specific trade? Hey, I'm open. I'm listening. I'm listening. A lower. What about the new one that's supposed to have a lower RPM? I don't know what we're talking about there. Other Beardo. Revolutions per minute? I don't know. No Fortis. That's his. Yeah, it's absolutely not. There's a handful of them. There's actually a handful of knives in my case that just wouldn't go anywhere. What, for sharpening? So sharpening, right now I'm running a summer special. So anything you send, if it's a standard blade, anything you send as a standard knife, like just not recurve, not Tonto, not Tonto recurve, not a Norseman. I'm not charging. I did not do a reduction in rate for the difficulty of sharpening one of these. It's $25. If it is a recurve or a Tonto, it's 30 or 35. 30. It's 30. Oh, I don't know. I want to know what you want, Beardo. That's not going to work. That's not going to work, real Beardo. And I'm not talking to the fake Beardo. That's until we get this all hammered out, not being insulting. That's the fake Beardo. Real Beardo, show me what you'd be willing to give up. You are not able to regrind at this time. I'm able to regrind, but I don't have any way to do refinishing. So like to finish the knife so that it changes the like stone wash or anything like. I can't do any of that right now. What, the Ferrum Forge with the hand carved scales? No, neither one. None of my hand carved. None of my master or maker's choice. There's several. Most of my Ferrums are just not even an option. That's like you can't even. The only Ferrum I would think about would be this one, this one, or maybe my not my Mordax, my Mako. But there's a guy that's really interested in the Mako. I've thought about giving this. I don't carry this very often, this Mordax, but I don't have one of the production ones. So that's one of the things. Like this one's kind of special too. This was a special one-off. So the only Ferrum that I have thought about getting rid of. This is the only Ferrum that I have thought about getting rid of. Is this one. And it's because I just never carry it. And that's my Mako. But there's someone that is just really in love with the Mako that has talked to me about maybe purchasing this. So this thing is so stupid smooth. This is one of the smoothest knives in my case. There's no friction there. For such a big, beefy blade. Yeah, most of my Ferrums are off the table. To tell you the truth, most of my case is just off the table. At this point, I've gotten rid of all the stuff I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to send you your knife back, Beardo. We'll address it in the future. I'm that guy like, no, everything in my case is stuff I like, even if I don't carry it. Like I never carry my NTAC anymore. It's still one of my favorite knives. I have two of them. I have two. It's the only one of the Ferrum Forges that I have a duplicate of. And it's because I bought one for my father before he passed away. And then I had, the Ken Onion sharpeners. They're just so bad for your knives. They take off way, way, way too much steel. Oh. Well, I mean, that would make sense. I still don't recommend it. I still think that that's way too aggressive of a sharpening. Because the thing is with hand sharpening, if you send me a knife and it might have some small little issues, I can start on like 1,000 grit stone and I can remove off a little material and say, okay, can I just kind of go from 1,000 grit, which is like the last stone that I consider a sharpening stone, and then work my way up to the honing stones? Can I do that? If I can do that, then I'm not taking off anywhere near as much material. But when you use a Ken Onion work sharp, like you're using a sandpaper, you're using a belt sander. It's taken off a ton of material everywhere. And as a freehand sharpener, like you wouldn't see it, but there's little areas. Like if I feel a little area, I can work on a specific area and then marry that back in. And I'm not taking off so much material, and I'm not doing it for the entire knife. I'm just touching up like a little specific area. Like, that needs a little bit more work right there in that area right there. And you can't do that with one of those Ken Onion work sharps or like a fixtured system, because then you wind up with a flat spot. I'm using very little pressure, really, really high grit stones, which are not that abrasive. So I typically start with 1,000 grit and see if I can get where I'm going on 1,000 grit. And there's a lot of times that if I can, I give a discount. It's like, all I did was hit 1,000 grit. Like I basically honed it, which is one. Like, so for sharpening, you start lowest grit and then work your way to the highest grit and then get on your strops. When you're getting a knife in from a customer, you go the opposite direction. Can I strop this out? No, I can't strop it out. Can I hone it out? Okay, I could hone it out. And then there's a lot of times that guys, I was like, yeah, it just really wasn't that much work. I've had people come and bring stuff to my house, and I'm like, I hit it on a strop, and I'm like, you don't need a sharpening. And they're like, well, what do you charge me? I was like, you already spent gas getting here, which isn't good business. But the fact is, like, if all I have to do is this, no, you're good. I'm not going to charge the guy something. He already drove to my house. You know what I mean? Now, if I have to put it on a stone, then we look at the price. If you're a San Diego customer, you're local, you probably get a better deal. So it's just like, I don't understand those sharpeners. Just take the time and learn to sharpen a knife like a man. Don't be a girl. It's better business. I've said a bunch of times, I would rather have a happy repeat customer than a customer that I charged a mint for something that really wasn't that hard to do. It's just not fair to the customer. And I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. Do I want to make money? Yes, of course I do. I have a wife, a kid, a house, gas to put in cars, a child that skates internationally. That includes airfare. You got to charge, like, you got to pay for that stuff. But do I want to burn my customers? No. I want them to come back. So, actually, still 14 people here. This hasn't been, I apologize, guys, if this hasn't been the best of live feeds, but I'm tired. We stayed up late last night, so I apologize. I'm curious about New Beardo. What's the logo? I can't even see. What's the logo there? M-I-Z. Ms. So Ms. Beardo, a Barky. Oh, a Bark River. See, here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't have to, like, I wouldn't necessarily have to charge you very much for a Bark River. Bark Rivers get away with like I love every live I'm in. So a Bark River, a lot of times I'm not gonna lie, I do a micro bevel. They're the only knives I do a micro bevel on. There's no sense trying to do like the virtual voice, do the full bevel, because until it starts to thicken up, there's no sense in that. And so a lot of times that's real cheap. That's not expensive at all. As a matter of fact, I do it on my Bark River that I've used and had been using. It got dinged into things because, well, it's me. You know, I hit staples and stuff like that, cutting up cardboard. This has held an incredible edge since Jared sent it to me. I honed it once on a ceramic rod and then stropped it. It's like terrifyingly aggressive shot. It just wants to. As a matter of fact, I cut myself with this twice. That's like, I was like, when Jared told me, he was like, yeah, don't worry about sending it back. That one's yours. I was like, that's good, because apparently it's mine, because the freaking thing has cut me more times than any knife I've had come in. I put an edge on it and it looks bad. Well, then there may have to be a little bit more work than I was thinking put into it. But, you know, hey, we'll see. Where's Beardo's knife? I got to put it back in its box before I fucking read it. Beardo's knife back in the box. I'm right here next to my shelf of knives and giveaway stuff. This was going to be a giveaway, and my buddy Tino was like, no. If you guys remember when we did the Nick Shabazz live feed, he went over to the shelf, and I was like, I've got literally a 7 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot. So 7 feet tall, 2 feet deep, 1 foot wide. And the shelves are about 1 foot apart. So there's 7 shelves on the 7 foot set of shelves. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those shelves are full of knives. And so he went over to the shelf of stuff, and he was like, how do you have this much stuff on these shelves? But at any rate, so he walked over and he saw this knife, and this was going to be a giveaway to you guys. It's the one with the magnetic sheath. And this is supposed to be a giveaway. And he picked it up and he goes, and I'm like, it's a giveaway. And he goes, no, it's not. I was like, this is a giveaway for my subscribers. He's like, no, it's not anymore. So this is Tino's now, and I have to sharpen it for him. This is actually a pretty cool knife. I'm not surprised he liked it. So this is a cryo edge Colt designed by Fred Carter. I mean, those magnets are solid. So I gotta sharpen that for him. We were trying to hang out. It was the other Tino, not Nick. I do have Instagram, but most of what I do is on here. It's just I think it's Michael _ Emler _ crazy _ sharp. I don't remember what it is. I really don't know. I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. I just post up goofy stuff these days. It's empty, guys. That means it's probably the end of this live feed. You guys want to hang out for another 15 minutes or so? Actually, I think my sea snakes are in that same street, I think. I don't know what we're talking about. What's the process for sending me a knife for sharpening? So, okay, here's how it works. We'll walk through this since that's a good question. That's actually a good question. I have a video about it. So typically what will happen is I'll send you a pricing structure. But since I'm doing a summer sale, I'm just doing it one by one at this time. So everything's $25 unless it's set up different. So basically what happens is you email me, you tell me what the knife is, you tell me what type of knife, you tell me what grit you want, and I'm going to send you an upfront estimate, which is going to be $25 plus shipping and handling. Shipping and handling right now is $15 because I have to drive all the way to post. I can't do prepaid shipping labels, guys. They work. I won't charge extra if you want to send a prepaid shipping label, but I still have to drive to the post office. My postman will not take the prepaid shipping labels because we're in a different mailing district. I'm not in the San Diego area anymore. I basically still have to take everything to the post office. So at any rate, it's like $15 shipping and handling. So what are you looking at? Like $40 total. I do make some adjustments because of, the steel or the knife you're sending me. It might be easier, or like I said, if it's something I'm like, dude, I didn't even have to do anything. I just had to drop it. I let you know and I send you back your money. So you send me the shipping and handling or a prepaid shipping label, and that makes the shipping and handling free. So all you're paying is like the $8.50 or whatever it is for shipping and handling, or for shipping. And I'll still honor that because then I'm not paying it. So you send me the prepaid shipping label, and basically what I do is you send me the knife. You pay the estimate up front, which right now, like I said, $25. And then you tell me what grit you want, and I send the knife back to you because you sent me in the box. You send me a note that says, "This is what I want. This is how you want to sharpen it. Like this is," and and then the prepaid shipping label. Does that make sense? That sounded horrible. I'm the worst at this. Oh, it's 3V. I'll probably be Maker's Choice. What are you talking about? Best sub $100 folder. I have a couple right now. This is a good option. This one was $69, and this is one that came in, and you guys haven't seen the full review yet, but I really, really dig this knife because not only is it kind of unique and distinct and everything, it's still really, really super functional. So these are $69, but they're not in stock right now. They're not available. So there's a couple. I'll grab a couple for you. Let's see here. We can go another 15 minutes with this. These are the only ones I've got right now. So sub $100. The CJRB RIA, I think you guys knew that was coming. This is a great sub $100 knife. I mean, when I say great, this is This hits well above its weight class. I think these are $45 or something like that, maybe 50. This thing is great. You add in the pocket clip, you're into it like $60 maybe. So you're looking under 70 for this one. I forget how much this one cost, but this is the CJRB Centros. Another really this is making meaning Bark River when saying Barky, not the Boker bullshit. All right, Beardo, you take it easy. So this is another sub 100. I think these are under 100. The CJRB Centros D2. This is another really, really good under $100 knife. If it's still under 100, I don't. The Kaiser is the Grazioso. Grazioso, and it's not available right now. So that's under. Let me make sure that is under 100. CJRB, JRB Centros. $35.95. So $35.95 for the one I have. $35.95. I did do a black ceramic coat. They don't come like this. The one that this came with a satin blade. This thing gets ridiculously sharp. I almost said it again. This is 35. This exact one is 35. Does it have a recurve? No, it does not have a recurve. So that's another one that's under 100. And then this is another $30. This is a QSP Penguin. And this is a really, 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 really good straight Warncliffe fixed blade. So these are under, I think these are under 50. These are like 30 something. I just did a video about like budget knives. And then some other knives that are more expensive. If you want a really, really good knife, this Minax, this was my number one knife of 2021. The Minax, this is probably the best knife I had last year. And so it was great. This is in 20 CV. These are great, great, great knives. As you can see, I used the ever living shit out of mine. So that's what I was saying. I have the Arroyo. It straps back unlike anything in my collection I have. And then, so those are folders. And then my fixed blade Sea Snake is just, if you want a fixed blade, that's a really good one to go with. It's the PP Ferrum. But it has a good clean show scale, good pocket clip. Action on it's amazing. It cuts so well because it's got that recurve. So, and the weirdness that I had in this, it's gone. I don't know what was wrong with it. I do know that whoever, I'm not going to call him out, whoever I sent it to that decided, they definitely screwed up the lock bar tension. Like it is really, really strong, but I'm okay with that. So I have two of yours. Missed the DT. What was this? I'm missing the DT model to, the Desert Tan. There's a black one, an all black. And there may be a Blade Show West version yet, but I haven't seen them say anything about it yet. So I don't know. Artisan, I don't think Artisan really puts my brands or puts my stuff to the front like I'd like them to. They have several designers now that are in their stable because I brought them that direction. I kind of feel like I feel like the unwanted stepchild, even though I brought them all that business. But hey, that's what it is. So they did a good job with my knife. That's all I care about. So it just seems like I put a lot of work into their company to help them out, and then I didn't get a lot in return. But I mean, they made my knife, and they're continuing to make it. They're doing a really good job with it. So guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Actually, it's I got to eat something. It's 5:30. I haven't eaten anything today, and I drank a lot of Mike's Harder lemonade. So we'll get off of here. I love you guys. Take it easy. Let's see. Anybody got anything else before we up and dump this? I don't make the sheaths. The sheaths came out good. I have an OEM project I'm working on. I've got to get a hold of them on Monday for the machining and things like that and see how this is going to work out. But bye-bye. Have decent bowels. I have bowels. I'm not going to say how good they are because the shit's been fucked up, yo. Medium grit slipstone. Yeah. Spyderco. Get their medium. The brown one. That's I would get the, so you want my opinion on the other one that you should get? It should be the medium one. So you have a fine. And then after that, if you want an ultra fine, I would get their ultra fine one. So they have about, I have to admit, Spyderco has about the best slipstones out there. No, they have a medium. You can get a medium. I have an ultra fine ceramic here, but I've seen they have the brown. Well, maybe they don't anymore. They used to have like a brown. It was like this one. It was like a brown or a gray medium, just like the ceramic rods, which I obviously broke one of. So, hi guys, I'm out of here. I go in and make something to eat. Wait, are you talking about their stones? Yes, like Spyderco stone. Like I might not give much praise about their knives, but Spyderco stones are Johnny on it. They are really, really good. So their bench stones, like I'm not gonna lie, I forget how much these cost. These are not cheap, and I actually put some compound on the leather so that if I took this somewhere, I know which is which. One is 1 micron, one is half micron. I can actually use the sleeve as a strop, and this is my ultra fine ceramic. I think these are 180, something like that. So their stones, I might not be a big proponent of their knives, but their stones are on point. So I'm out, guys. Take it easy. I'm going to end this because you guys just keep asking questions. I got to go. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Guys, if you're not getting notifications of videos, just set a timer so you can be there at 4 p.m. every day. So I will talk to you later.